Lil Wayne has just released a new album and simultaneously added to his highly acclaimed Carta series by releasing a Carta VI. And although it's great to hear Lil Wayne, this new album is being met by mixed emotions, with a lot of people calling it mid.
That shit was ass.
But is it really mid? And if so, how did we get to this point with one of the greatest of our generations? Let's discuss. Yep, how you feeling? Welcome to another edition of According to Lamar. I'm Lamar. Hope you're feeling well. Hope your mind, body, and spirit are as well. And if not, I hope it gets better for you. Remember, there's a lot of reasons to feel stressed right now, but I hope you find the things that make you feel blessed right now. Yes! Now let's get into the story. Lil Wayne, Louisiana's own. Look, there's no denying Lil Wayne's impact and Lil Wayne's greatness. I mean, if you look around in today's hip hop, you see nothing but Lil Wayne's influence. We talking about the tats, we talking about the drink, we talking about the dreads, the pants sagging. That's Lil Wayne at its core, at its finest. But even further than that, Lil Wayne further solidified his talent and his career by dropping the highly acclaimed Carta series. You know, Fireman. We talking Go DJ. We talking Hustlers music. We talking Lollipop. We talking Let the Beat Build. We talking Dr. Carter. Like, at that time, Lil Wayne was so great that one of the greats himself, Jay-Z, who some proclaim is the greatest of the great, had no choice but to pass down the crown to the latest heir. Young Carter, go further, go farther. Is that not why we came? If not, then why bother? We talking that Wayne. Pure greatness. And he furthered that by dropping his phenomenal mixtape run. Let me tell you something. If you wasn't around for Lil Wayne during his mixtape run, you don't know hip hop for real. Y'all really need to go back to his dedication series, to his drought series, to his Sorry for the Wait series. Matter of fact, Lil Wayne solidified his reputation as such a great lyricist on the mic on mixtapes that it can only be categorized by a single sound. We talking Wayne here. I ain't come here to play with y'all. We talking about Wayne here. With that being said, Lil Wayne has recently dropped a new album, and unfortunately, some fans don't think it quite measures up to the Wayne of the early days. And I tend to agree. Now look, as I said before, there's no denying Lil Wayne's impact or influence on the culture. It's stamped, it's cemented, it is what it is. You can't take that away from him. So not too much on Wayne concerning that. But I do have some concerns elsewhere. Specifically this album in particular. Now, as I said, a lot of people are calling this album mid at best. That's not me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just here to report. If you look anywhere where a review exists, you will probably see Lil Wayne's review somewhere being a 3 on a scale of 5, a 6 or 7 on a scale of 10. And I decided to listen to the album for my own sake. And as far as I'm concerned, I do agree that the album is pretty mid, but why the album is mid? Let's really discuss that. Now, typically when we hear the Carta series, the Carta I, the Carta II, the Carta III, it has amassed such a air of greatness. It's known. The Carta series is like the gold standard of Lil Wayne's albums. I'm not getting this from this album here. I'm getting a lot of redundancy, a lot of the same stuff that we might know and love from the Carta, but it don't hit like it used to hit. Because of that, there's not a lot of growth. There's not a lot of evolution. There's not a lot of elevation. And some people may be saying to themselves, look, when I listen to Lil Wayne, I don't come for the growth. I don't come for the elevation. I'm not coming to hear Lil Wayne do his 444. And that, I get that 100%. But let me ask you this. Did you come to Lil Wayne to get more of the same but lesser quality? See, the beauty of elevation, the beauty of growth is that it gives you the space and grace to create something that you can't compare to anything else. Even if you're not comparing this to his contemporaries, I have no choice but to compare this to the Wayne that we know and love. And quite honestly, it doesn't measure up. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's just say you have an apartment. Let's say you have furnished this apartment with all the necessities and all the things that make it you. You furnished it with the pots and pans, the tables, the chairs, the couches, the beds. You've even added the TV, the bookshelf, the pictures, artwork. It has everything that is encompassing of you. It is you to a T. What do you do next if you want to continue building on this? You probably have no choice but to do one of two things. Replace the things that you have with either even better things or get more space so that you can build on that. The problem with this Wayne project is that it doesn't build on what we already know and love. It doesn't elevate what we know and love, and it doesn't improve on the quality. Lupe said, did you improve on the design? Did you do something new? It doesn't do any of that. It introduces what we already know, but lesser quality. If you had a toaster already in your house, why would you buy another toaster unless it's a toaster of better quality? Why would I want a rinky-dink toaster in my apartment if I already got a pretty good toaster that wasn't broken? Not saying that Lil Wayne's lyrics are broken here, but you get the picture. It's more of the same, and to a lesser extent. In short, it's very redundant. And throughout the album, I hear Lil Wayne talking about the Wayne we used to know. He still eat these rappers. He's still a beast. He's still a dog. He's still like, you're already giving us the lyrics. You don't have to tell us you still are it. You can just say it. You could just say, I'll eat the rappers, not I'll still eat these rappers. He feels the need to remind us that he's still that guy that we know and love. And I kept asking myself why that is. And I feel like if we know why that is, that would give us a hint as to why this album sounds so redundant. And I think I know why, but first we gotta rewind the clock a little bit. Let's go back probably about last year around this time. We hear that Kendrick was going to do the Super Bowl, and that was a whole big thing. Even before then, when Kendrick and Drake had the battle, and Kendrick won the battle, and then we found out all these other things that are coming out, which was Kendrick doing the Super Bowl in New Orleans. There was a lot of outrage for Kendrick doing the Super Bowl. A lot of people felt like Wayne should have been the one to do the Super Bowl. A lot of people felt like Wayne deserved that spot because it was going to be in New Orleans. Lil Wayne then took to social media to let people know that he felt also that he should have been doing the Super Bowl, and he felt betrayed, he felt down, he felt all these emotions of not being able to do the Super Bowl, but he's working.
I feel like I let all of y'all down by not getting that opportunity, but I'm working on me, and I'm working, so thank you.
And that let us know that he was back in the studio. He had a new fire up under him. So we expected this album to come because of all of those events that came to play. And I feel like the two connect, the two have to do with each other. Because had we not gotten that whole debacle of people coming out to support Lil Wayne to say he should be doing the Super Bowl instead of Kendrick, would we have gotten this album the way that it is presented to us now? I don't think we would have. I think this album was to overcompensate for the feelings that Lil Wayne had at that moment. I feel him saying that he's still these things on the album is to remind himself, to soothe himself for the fact that he may not be seen in the same light that he was before. But that's the thing about life, man. Life changes. Nobody stays in the same spot. People have highs, people have lows. You don't have to keep reminding us. And I feel like because of that, he's stuck in this mood where he's trying to prove himself to be something that he's already proven. You've already proven yourself to be one of the greats. You've already proven yourself to do what we know you to do. That's kind of like the old OGs, you know, the dudes that be hanging around high schools, that be like, yo, I'm still this, I'm still that. I'm like, dude, you ain't got to tell us. You old, man. Go sit down, have a family, enjoy. We know you could beat us up. We in high school. We know that, my guy. We know that. And I feel like I'm getting that from Wayne. And I just don't like that. I don't like that from Wayne. Even on the last song of the album, he has a song called Written History, which starts by sampling Muhammad Ali back in his later years, telling us that he's still the greatest and the feats that he's able to achieve at his later age. And I'm thinking to myself, we get it. But the greats of early on can't continue to be great forever. The irony is that the later years of Muhammad Ali's career, he was getting embarrassed. And he was getting embarrassed because he refused to retire. He refused to accept the fact that Father Time is undefeated and his condition isn't the same condition that he had in his prime. It's deteriorated. So it's ironic that you would use that sample of Muhammad Ali, which is encompassing of this album, which shows a man who is unable to accept the fact that he is a great in his own right, but may be past his prime and past his time. But as I said before, I feel like it's kind of to overcompensate, taking nothing against Wayne. And if you ask me, I don't blame Wayne. I feel like the public did him a huge dishonor by putting him in the middle of this war that was Kendrick and Drake, or even Jay-Z. People who didn't like Jay-Z or people who didn't like Kendrick used Lil Wayne as a weapon against the fact that Kendrick was performing.
I'm hearing that Wayne went in the booth.
Lord. I've been hearing y'all whispers, but we're not gonna act like Wayne is coming to play. I've been hearing y'all whispers. I mean, I know Kendrick is on the high. I rock with him, but Wayne not coming to play. Let's not play around.
What history shows you that?
I ain't got no
What
evidence.
history tells you that? What Wayne verse in his entire career tells you he ready to dance?
I feel if that would not have happened, maybe we would have gotten a more polished product. One of the best verses on the album was from Big Sean. Shout out to Big Sean for doing that remarkable verse. We need to hear more Big Sean, but that's just a point. Like, Big Sean is at peace with himself. Big Sean is not competing with anybody but himself. He's not worried about what the critics say. So that allows him to lock into a place where he knows his only competition is being better than himself each and every day. Wyclef had an amazing verse. I didn't even know that was Wyclef. I was like, whoever this is was spitting. And then in the middle of the song, I was like, that's Wyclef? Oh shit. Jelly Roll had an amazing chorus. He put his foot in it with the soulfulness. As always, it seems like everybody else who came onto that Carta VI album knew what time it was except Lil Wayne himself. Unfortunately, I feel like y'all took Wayne out of that mode and made him to kind of put himself against the rappers of today. Don't hype that Jordan up from the Wizards to go against the LeBron of today. LL Cool J was one of the greatest to ever do it. No disrespect to him, but I'm not about to hype him up to go against the big three today. That's what it's really about. It's people instigating things because they don't like the person at the top. Mike Tyson was a giant in his time. That man is pushing 70 now. To sit there and instigate a fight between him and a boxer in today's day is suicide. Stop doing that to that man because you don't like the artist that's in the top position. I'm gonna call it like it is. Y'all don't like Kendrick, that's cool. You don't have to like Kendrick, but stop trying to be like, yo, such and such will really do it, man. Such and such will really do it. Because then you're gonna get these people embarrassed. They're not in the shape that they used to be in. And they don't have to be. Let these people be great. Let these people be at peace. Let these people make their artwork the way that they want to make their artwork. Don't make these people hype you to go against your idol. Knowing good and goddamn well that's what I do. Anyway, shout out to Wayne. Shout out to everybody. Listen to the album. Tell me what you think about it. And Wayne, listen, no hard feelings. Well, I appreciate everything that you have given us so far. You ain't got nothing to prove to me or anybody else, man. But if you're gonna do that Carta VI album, please do it justice next time. Looking forward to the Carta VII, but this one might be a wash. But anyways, this has been another edition of According to Lamar. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let me know how you feel in the comments. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you disagree? Do you feel otherwise? Do you love this album? Do you hate it? If you do love this album, let me ask you something. What's your favorite song on the album? Because I'm really curious. If there's anybody who loves this album, let me know what's your favorite song on the album. Then I want you to come back to this video a month from now and tell me if you're still listening to that song. Till next time, guys, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, my name is Lamar, and I appreciate you for watching. Peace.